Hello everybody, this is Keith here, K.C. Design Concepts, Chief Engineer of Hyde Motorworks, and this is our Nebraska R1 Supercharger Kit. This is for the N or Nebraska 51, 52, and 53 engines. Some people probably haven't heard of the 51. It's the SULEV engine, or super ultra low emission vehicle engine that unfortunately in my part of the US we got. But it's basically the same engine. It just has some more emissions equipment on it and different catalytic converters and, you know, a bunch of fun stuff that just adds complexity to everything. But this is the kit that we developed. This right here, what I'm showing, is for low boost, so 7.2 psi, 0.5 bar, non-intercooled. First thing is the mounting bracket. This will bolt on over top of the alternator. There's 4 holes here that lines up perfectly with the alternator. This is cut out to fit around it, and will include 4 socket head, or whatever you want to call them, cap head, longer bolts to bolt that on there. And then after that, you would bolt the supercharger unit itself. This right here is a representation of the C38R, so it is longer than the standard C38 or the C30 that I have sitting back here in the corner, which is what most people will go with, because this is capable of over 430 horsepower, where the C30 N52 is capable of over 700 horsepower, which is way more than the stock engine could ever handle, without really building the heck out of it. Forged rods, forged pistons, more ring gap, head gasket, head studs. The engine blocks are actually pretty interesting on these engines, because they're a mixture of aluminum and magnesium. The nice part about that is aluminum is really good at transferring heat, but it's a little bit of a soft metal. By adding the magnesium in with the aluminum, it makes the block more rigid. Great. That's wonderful. The cylinder head flows really well, although some of the earlier ones had a problem with the oil passages in them and too many cold runs where the lifters would start tapping. They need to get up to full operating temperature with the oil that they use. But back to the supercharger again. Once the bracket is bolted on, you'd bolt the supercharger unit on. We have the inlet, and the supercharger would sit right about at that angle right there. So we have a mass airflow sensor housing, because the E90, especially the E90s, the Z4s, Z4s, if you're in Europe, the mass airflow sensor, it goes into a part of the airbox, and because you have to delete the airbox, we decide let's add a mass airflow sensor. The inside diameter is the same size as the airbox one, so it's not going to require any special tuning for it. And then you have the inlet going into the back of the supercharger here. All these clamps right now I have on here are loose, which is the way I recommend installing it until you have everything set up exactly where it's supposed to be, and then tighten everything down. The outlet is over here. This is for low boost, like 7 psi or 0.5 bar, or what is that, 50 kilopascals. But out of the bottom of the supercharger here, the outlet to the charge pipe, the short charge pipe, and to the throttle body. And it has a nipple on here, and this is for the bypass valve. This is a Turbo Smart, I believe it's a 25 millimeter Turbo Smart bypass valve, and that goes back in again, the back here, into the inlet. This makes it really nice for trying to tune the load-based tune with the mass airflow sensor. If you have a standalone ECU that's doing the speed density tuning with a map sensor instead, you could use a bypass valve, but the constant blowing of air out would probably drive you crazy if you drive it on the highway. So bypass valve is the way I recommend. The nice part about these bypass valves as well is they have a spring inside that if you can change the spring rate and adjust the boost with that. We also have this coupler right here is for if you're going to run higher boost and you're going to use an intercooler. This gives you the extra port for the bypass valve. So it's, you know, it's pretty modular kit, and it's actually really easy to bolt into the car. Like I said, the C38 is larger, and I'll show pictures later on installing it on my E90. It's a 328i with the N51 engine. So you'll see the pictures of it, and you might see some subtle differences between that and the N52 as well as the N53 engines. But that's the more complicated engine to try and tune. Right now I have a 3D printed version of the C38R, which is capable of over 700 horsepower. Way too much for a stock engine. This is actually an N51. N52 N53s are very similar. Including the kit would be the bracket, supercharger of choice. Ideally, I think the C30 would be a better fit. They're capable of a little over 400 horsepower, which you may or may not be able to reach with this stock engine without doing damage, and they actually fit a lot better than this. We include a mass airflow sensor housing because the mass airflow sensor in these cars is part of the airbox. Then we have our 170 inlet tube that's coming up to the supercharger, clamps, the couplers. Right now I have the Turbo Smart bypass valve that comes up from the charge pipe, which is down underneath it here. This charge pipe goes directly to the throttle body and would be for low boost if you're running higher boost. We also have a T pipe that would come out of the bottom of the supercharger so that you can run a charge pipe down to an intercooler and then back up again. But it's fairly simple to install. Right now I have the reservoir sitting there because once you put it back here, yeah, to where it's going to be mounted, it kind of covers up everything. But it does clear the hood, it fits, it doesn't hit anything. This tube I just have on here, I'm going to run it down, and there's enough of an opening down there to run it outside of the engine compartment and put an air filter outside of there to get in the cool fresh air. Probably put a splash shield on it too so it doesn't get wet. You know, if I drive in the rain, which this car does get driven in the rain. The belt routing is going to be in the installation guide, but it comes up off the power steering pump. The belt will come up here around the supercharger, down around the idler pulley, around the alternator, and follow the rest of the routing. Now the only odd one is the Z4 with the Nebraska engine in it, because they have an electric rack. They don't have a hydraulic power steering. And they actually have the belt come directly off the crankshaft right to the alternator. They don't have the idler pulley or obviously a power steering pulley. So with those cars, what you're going to have to do is the alternator still has the threaded hole in the front for the idler pulley. You'd have to install that. And so far my suggestion that seems to work is to use a power steering pump, bolt it on there, but before you do, remove all the internals out of it. So it's just a basically a bearing and hub to mount a pulley onto it, unless we come up with a different bracket. So yep, that would be the Nebraska R1 Supercharger Kit. I hope you enjoyed the video. Be safe and have a supercharged day.